Harvard University's right to enroll foreign students, affecting over a quarter of its annual intake and escalating tensions with the prestigious Ivy League institution. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem announced the immediate withdrawal of Harvard's Student and Exchange Visitor Program certification, the system permitting international students to study in the U.S. This move follows Harvard's refusal to comply with government's demands for oversight on admissions and hiring amid President Trump's accusations that the university fosters antisemitism, supports pro-Hamas views, and promotes divisive woke policies. Trump had previously warned of such actions if Harvard resisted government supervision. Harvard enrolled more than 27% of foreign students in the 2024 to 2025 academic year. Noem stated that maintaining foreign student enrollment is a privilege contingent on compliance with Department of Homeland Security regulations. Harvard has yet to respond to requests for comment. Meanwhile, Kristi Noem says the Trump administration is considering similar actions against other universities after blocking Harvard from enrolling foreign students. She made the remarks in a Fox News interview, signaling a broader crackdown on institutions resisting federal oversight. We have Professor Jim Rice again joining us from Vigan, Philippines. Thank you for staying with us. So why did the Trump administration revoke Harvard's ability to enroll international students?
Well, I think your excellent introduction basically said it all. The Trump administration, and in the form of the Department of Homeland Security, has taken it upon themselves to interfere with one of the greatest aspects of American life, which is academic freedom and institutional autonomy. Harvard is one of the best universities in the world, and the United States system of universities is probably the best in the world. And the reason that it's so good is because for the past 250 years, the system, the universities, the academics have enjoyed academic freedom. And what the Trump administration is obviously trying to do is to try and put a freeze on academic freedom, to try and impose their will over what professors are allowed to teach, what professors are allowed to be hired, what professors are get tenure, and what professors get fired. This is an absolutely appalling action by the Trump administration, and it will be struck down by the courts.
And building on the point that you mentioned, how prestigious is Harvard's history, Harvard's reputation, how do you think this will impact Harvard's reputation for its future, and how might this decision affect Harvard's operations?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. As you probably know, at the beginning of the Trump administration, they demanded a similar kind of interference over Columbia University, and the threat was to cut off funding. Sadly, Columbia complied, thinking that this would get the Trump administration off their backs. But of course, it didn't, and they demanded more. When they came for Harvard, Harvard refused to comply, and Harvard fought back. So to try and answer your really excellent question, I'm quite sure that Harvard is not going to comply, that the professors, the administration, and the students of Harvard University will not buckle to this illegal interference in really what amounts to the First Amendment of the US Constitution: freedom of speech, freedom of expression.
And last but not least, what could be the broader impact on all the international students who are studying now in US and who were supposed to be going to US to study abroad?
Again, speaking for myself as a former international student, this is just devastating. I was truly shocked when I first read the news this morning. I just thought it was a joke. But to answer your question, these students from Harvard will be forced to find other universities in the US if this goes through, or they'll be forced to return to their countries. However, I take some comfort in knowing that this unilateral order by the Trump administration will not stand in front of a court of law.
Thank you so much for joining us, Professor Jim Rice.